So here it is, the Lamborghini Revuelto, named after another fighting bull, and I'm told a very aggressive bull, and this car is aggressive is putting it mildly. But let's just take a look at it. It's completely new, but very much a Lamborghini. They've played a lot on the Y accents, which has become an iconic Lamborghini design. So you can see the Y-shaped DRLs over here. You can see the Y shape even in the sides over here. And even the rims have a Y motif over here. Rims much bigger. You've got 20 inches in the front, 21 inches at the back. Overall, a shape that's very, very Lamborghini. But let's move to the rear, because I think the rear is where it is actually at its most beautiful. You've got these raised exhaust over here, flying buttresses, and you've got the engine in the center, because the engine really, they're celebrating the V12. They haven't gone away from the V12. A brand new 6.5 liter V12 engine. And it revs to a dizzy 9,500 RPM. So really can't wait to drive it. But it's not just the V12, it's the whole hybrid powertrain that makes the Revuelto that special. Because a combined power of IC 6.5 V12 and the hybrid is 1015. So that really is a lot of power to play with. A lot of technology also under the skin. It's got 3 motors, 2 on the front axle, 1 sitting in the center, and really that is to make sure that the torque vectoring, the split of power, it's a 4-wheel drive. So you've got electric in the front, and obviously you've got the IC and a bit of electric driving the rear. And clearly this is the most advanced Lamborghini yet. Again, coming to the carbon fiber tub, it is lighter than the old Aventadors. They've got a new manufacturing process, and clearly this is really the cutting edge right now. The big talking point also is a brand new gearbox. It's a double clutch unit, so all Aventador owners who either loved or hated the single clutch unit, that's completely gone. You've got a new 8-speed one, and it's a lot more compact. And for the first time, they've positioned it transversely because they needed it for packaging. And with that, you've got better underfloor aero as well. So really, it's a very, very aggressively kind of style car as well. Let's quickly get to the front. Scissor doors have to be, that's a legacy from the time of the Countach, and really another Lamborghini icon of all their V12s over here. Let's jump in the front, because really the cabin as well is quite revolutionary. Now you've got a 3-screen layout over here. First time you've got 3 screens. You've got one for the driver, you've got a central one, and you've got one for the passenger. And what Lamborghini says, you can share information from the driver to the passenger, so very configurable. What's really big over here is it's got 13 driving modes. Yes, 13 driving modes. You can go all the way from CETA mode, which is pure electric, so you can arrive at office quietly, very coolly, with no emissions. I think a lot of people want to show up like that. And when you want the full Monty, you've got obviously you've got Corsa, and with the ESC off. Now Lamborghini says this is the easiest car to drift. All that torque vectoring, all that kind of integration of hybrid power and the ICE power seamlessly integrated. That's what they say is going to be a completely new driving experience, and they say response is completely crazy. Just tap the throttle, because the 6.5 V12 is also a lighter engine, more responsive, and in addition you've got the electric motors giving you that instant torque. So apparently the most responsive Lambo yet. 0 to 100 in 2.5 seconds, a top speed of over 350 kilometers an hour. So some really crazy numbers. And you've got other drive modes here to play with. You've got performance, you've got hybrid. So really there's a lot that keep drivers occupied. But again, another big talking point is the earlier Aventador had no space inside the cabin, and that was a big complaint of customers. So Lamborghini has really made room for that. You've actually got place for your mobile here. You've got lots of space even for a water bottle, which the earlier Aventador didn't have. So a much more spacious cabin as well, and obviously that's been helped by the longer wheelbase that the Revuelto now comes with. So really it's completely revolutionary. I would call it a revolutionary Revuelto. It's got a nice ring to it, and of course this car is coming to India, and allocations are there, but I think owners need to know that there could be one more zero to it, because on road 10 crores is what you're looking at, but then what you are getting is the most advanced, the most sophisticated Lamborghini yet, and probably the most extreme sports car you can buy. Okay, so we are going to take a look under the skin of the Revuelto. We've got a mock-up over here with the bodywork off. I think the big talking point really is the carbon fiber chassis. It's completely new, much lighter than what was there on the Aventador, the tub, the carbon fiber tub. But I think what's interesting here is here you can see the battery. The spine over here, longitudinally placed, is a 3.8 kilowatt hour battery. It's a pouch cell, very, very high on power density. What Lamborghini says, they didn't want energy density, they wanted power density. This battery is not for range. It's basically to make sure that you're always getting maximum power even with the electric motors. So unless you drive it in the city and juice it, but then just wait for 5 minutes for the batteries to recharge, and you get max power of the electric motors and of the engine, which is a combined 1115. So what's interesting is you've got two motors here. Here are where two actual motors sit, and each one has about 350 Newton meters of torque, so that's quite a lot. And you can see how everything is really packaged as much in the center as possible. You want as low a polar moment of inertia. They said they did try with in-wheel motors, but in-wheel motors clearly have a lot of compromises vis-a-vis cooling, the unsprung mass. So you've got regular half shafts as well, with the two motors in the center. Let's move to the back, where it gets quite interesting. Here you've got the fabulous V12, which you can see in all its glory, and interestingly the gearbox is at the back. It's a transverse gearbox. If you come around and have a look, you can see how compact the gearbox is. It's sitting transversely over here. New 8-speed DCT gearbox. Earlier it was up front, but now that place has been taken by the battery. So really the engine's been spun around 180 degrees with the gearbox as the back. The engine itself, all new, very lightweight, and clearly a lot of scope in its model life cycle for more power. What we've been told is that there's scope to increase even the power of the engine as well as the electric motor. So if 1115 horsepower isn't enough in the life cycle, there will be SV versions, and you can expect more power from them.